Hi everyone, so welcome to Investing for Value. So today I'm going to talk about Novavax, and its share price has gone up 30% in trading at $24.50, giving a valuation of 1.42 billion. And in the after hours, their share price is going up 40%. So the biggest question is, what's happening, and is this justified? So recently, Novavax just came out and said they just got $388 million in funding, 384 in additional funding on top of 4 million they got in March. So this funding is from CEPI, which is the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations. So that's quite a mouthful, so we'll stick with CEPI. And basically, this funding is to help them go through phase 1 and 2 of the clinical trials. This starts this month in Australia, and if their trials go well, they will do phase 2 in July. So this is quite a big confidence for Novavax, particularly since CEPI didn't really give out that much money prior to this. Um, like prior to this, we were looking at companies like Inovio Pharmaceuticals, which was leading the way, and CEPI gave them $17.2 million. So when CEPI gives someone $388 million, that's quite a big burst of confidence. So as we can see here, this was the largest funding deal that CEPI has ever done. So that's such a burst of confidence that you must be wondering what they have. Like currently, we don't know really how good the science is. We need the scientists to come in, and CEPI is literally the organization that does have the expertise. Because if we look at the founding of CEPI, this was founded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and also the Wellcome Trust. So, as you probably saw a TED talk by Bill Gates 5 years ago, where he was like, "Oh, everyone needs to prepare for a pandemic." He literally created this organization a few years ago, and the sole purpose of this organization is to create new vaccines for infectious diseases. So if there's a company that's been preparing for this, it's literally this organization here. So when when an organization like CEPI decides they want to give you funding, that's a massive boost of confidence. So like when CEPI was founded in 2017, they got money from Japan, Norway, Germany, and then as long as with the Gates Foundation and the Wellcome Trust. And even this year, they got, in terms of donations, they got $716 million. And this came from governments like Australia, Belgium, and the UK. So when we think about the funding is literally from different countries. This isn't just random funding that just comes out of nowhere. This is funding by like countries, and it's going to this specific company. So when it goes to this specific company, um, like we can all basically guess that it's the best of what's available right now. And when you've got the best of what's available, then you deserve a valuation that's more than your peers. So if Inovio Pharmaceuticals is at 1.73 billion, I would say Novavax has that same potential, particularly with the new amount of cash they hold. So the current cash they hold right now is at the end of March was $180 million around there. And then you add in the 384 million, and we've got about 650 odd million that this company can spend. Their burn rate for the recent quarter was 25 million. So when you think about the recent burn rate being 25 million, having 650 million gives them so much funding to do what they like. And if we look at this article back in March, CEPI was looking to get 2 billion in funding, and they're looking to put 375 million into manufacturing and helping companies with different phases. And so if we look at the type of money they were getting, to all of a sudden give 388 million to a certain company, that's a lot of money for this organization itself. Even though it's getting billions of dollars into it, to give away $388 million. That's a huge boost. And this funding doesn't dilute the shares of Novavax. So that's the one thing that's really good about this funding, because they're not coming in and going, oh, we're going to dilute the shareholding. This shareholding stays the same. So when we look at the share price and we go, where can it head? Like, I'm very inclined to say that it can go past 2 billion. Even 3 billion would not be out of the like situation, because I'm looking at this company and I'm going, it's backed by a very credible organization. So when Bill Gates says this is a good company, because it's essentially, when we look at CEPI, we kind of think of Bill Gates. We're looking at a organization and we're going, okay, if you think this is the best, particularly since you've spent the last few years preparing for this, then we're very inclined to believe this is the best that's available out there right now that doesn't have funding. Like, we still have other organizations like, say, Johnson and Johnson and all this, that are making vaccines that wouldn't need this funding. So out of the companies that needed funding, it seems like Novavax is the one that is ahead of so many of its peers. So let me know what your thoughts are. I'm always interested to hear your different perspectives, or if you have any questions, just comment below as well. Until then, good luck investing, everyone.